Namaste, everyone. Welcome to a restorative Indian class to give some love and harmony and rejuvenation to the whole body, the full body. If you have not already subscribed to the Bhakti Basics YouTube channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notifications whenever we post a new class. We are posting classes pretty regularly, multiple times a week. We've got all different kinds of yoga practices for you. So thank you for doing that. Tonight's practice is going to be restorative and yin combined. So we are going to be holding our poses for a little bit longer. And like a yin class, some of the poses are going to be challenging, but also cooling, rejuvenating, and slow. And this class is designed to hit the major areas in the body that maybe we aren't paying attention to during the day. Some of the asanas are counter poses to the way that we normally hold our bodies during the day. So you can expect some good stretches and opening for the chest, for the upper back, as well as for the lower back and the shoulders, with some nice spinal twists thrown in there as well. And we will need just a few props. We're going to need 2 blocks, a blanket, and a cushion or bolster. Once you have your props, you can go ahead and set up your mats. You can bring your blanket underneath you. We're going to be on our blanket for pretty much most of the class. So you can go ahead and set that up. And then take your cushion and bring it underneath you. We're going to begin our class with a seated pranayama practice in a supported sukhasana pose. For this, we'll need to take our blocks, bring them underneath the knees. You can take a few moments to make sure your back is nice and comfortable. We want our spine to be nice and long for our breathwork practice. And once you are settled, take a moment to close your eyes. Let go of the day that you've had. Let go of the week that you've had. And become present. Become aware of yourself in the space that you're in. Becoming aware of your body and aware of your breath. You take your hands together in front of your heart and spend the next few moments setting an intention that would serve your yoga practice tonight. And once you have set your intention, you can take a nice big inhale, and as you do, you can circle your arms all the way up over your head. Reaching up with your fingertips. And then exhale, bring your hands together, draw your prayer hands down to your third eye. Honoring your intuition and your own inner wisdom. And then bring your hands down to your heart, honoring your heart for its compassion, for its gratitude and love. You may release your hands down to your lap. And before we begin our pranayama practice, we'll take a few deep breaths in and out through the nose. Breathing down to the belly and releasing. Let's take a few breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. We'll take a few more. We will be practicing square breathing tonight. We'll be inhaling, holding the breath, exhaling, and holding the breath for a count of 4. So let's take one more big breath in. Release and prepare to breathe in again. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And last hold, 2, 3, 4. And inhale, take a deep breath in. Let your breath come back to normal. And once you feel like your breath is at its own natural pace, you can move your blocks to the side. And we're going to come off of our cushion, come down into a seat, extend the legs out in front. And we're going to take our cushion or bolster and bring it on top of the legs for some support and supported forward fold. Before we come down, take a moment to adjust your sit bones and see if you can stack your shoulders over your hips and draw up through the crown of your head. Lengthening the back as much as you can. And with your exhale, you can slowly make your way down. Maybe reach for the ankles or the toes. And feel free to either bring your forehead down to your cushion, or you can bring down one cheek to your cushion. And as you settle into this first asana, make sure that you are comfortable. We will be here a while. But I invite you to breathe in a little bit slower and deeper. And exhale slowly and deeply. Relaxing into this pose while staying fully present in your body and on your mat. As you take your next inhale, you can slowly peel up your upper body, coming back to stacking the shoulders over the hips. And then we will slowly transition onto our belly. You can move your cushion to the side, keep it nearby. You're going to come down to the belly. And we're going to take the elbows underneath our shoulders, keeping the forearms down on the mat. You can go ahead and untuck your toes, let the tops of your feet rest down. And as you press your hands down into the floor, into your mat, you can take another inhale, and as you do, pull your chest forward. And if it's okay for your neck, you can slightly lift up your chin. And we will find that same slow and deep breath in and out. Letting our breath travel down into the belly. Take about 3 more mindful breaths in your Sphinx pose. And then as you exhale, you can move your elbows off to the side, bring your forehead down. And then bring your hands next to your chest. You can press yourself up into a kneeling position. I will show you where we're going next. There are a few variations of shoelace pose. The first one is the most intense version of this pose. You can take your cushion and bring it in front of you. This will be the support for your upper body, your chest, and your upper belly. So we're going to be hovering over our mat like so. And then we're going to bring our right elbow in front and then bring our left elbow in front of the right, like we're stacking our elbows on top of each other. And then we're going to relax down. If this is too intense or if it is uncomfortable for you for any reason, Then the other variation of this pose is to sit in Sukhasana and then take your elbows in front, and then you can wrap your hands behind and grab onto your shoulder blades, making sure the spine is still nice and extended here. So whichever one works for you. We are going to be starting with our right elbow underneath the left to begin. And if you are on your belly, find a place where your neck will have some support. If you feel like the neck is crunching, you can tuck your chin under a little bit and keep the back of the neck long. And settle back into your breath. Take a few more breaths in your shoelace pose wherever you're at. And then you may switch sides. Uncrossing the elbows. This time we'll take the left elbow underneath the right. With your next breath in, slowly and gently lift up your head and uncross your elbows, and then you can press yourself up to kneeling. Feel free to take a few shoulder rolls, moving the shoulders back, and then moving them forward. And we will move into our next pose. We're going to be moving into reclining hero. This is another intense one, so feel free to modify however you need to be comfortable. This will be supported hero's pose, so we'll be adding some restorative element and some comfort to this pose, which is good. So we're going to come to kneeling. Make sure your knees are padded. We're going to move the feet about hip width distance apart. And then we're going to slowly lean back. We're going to bring our hands down to the mat. And then slowly lean back, coming down, down, down onto the cushion. Make sure that your head will be supported by your cushion and that your neck is not hanging back. And if you need to, you can wiggle your feet a little bit closer in. If you feel like there's some pressure on your lower back that's uncomfortable, you can wiggle your feet in to support your lower back a little bit more. Take a nice big breath in and feel that stretch across your chest. And release. And to find your own relaxing rhythm of breath. And if you feel like there are parts of your body that are really opening and experiencing some intense stretching, you can send your breath there. And let your exhales relax your muscles. Let your inhales invite in openness. Invite in relaxation into those parts of your body. You may slowly begin to move your elbows back and begin to lift up your head. Pressing up onto your hands and coming up slowly. You can remove your legs from underneath your body, bring them in front. And grab your blocks. We're going to come back onto our cushion. We'll find a different variation with our legs. So go ahead and roll on down to your cushion, supporting your head. And then we will take our feet together, open the knees wide, and then bring your blocks underneath your knees for some support. You can gently bring your hands to your thighs, or if you've got some space, you can open your arms out into a T. Maybe take a hand on the heart and a hand on the belly, whatever works for you. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And as you release your breath, you can bring your knees together. You can move your blocks to the side and gently come up off of your cushion. Pull it down next to your hips. Lie it back down onto your blanket, keeping the knees bent and the feet planted. And when you're ready, you can scoop your hips up, take your cushion and slide it underneath your hips for supported bridge pose. And feel free to play with different arm variations. You can also play with extending your legs out, getting a nice stretch across the top of your hips. Whatever your body needs tonight, feel free. Take a few more mindful breaths in supported bridge pose. And then you may plant your feet down, lift your hips up just a bit so you can move the cushion, then bring your hips back down. Let's move our knees from left to right, windshield wipering the legs. Let the lower back adjust from that bridge pose. And the next time your knees come back up, you can slowly pull them in towards your chest. See how that feels on your lower back. If you feel any pulling or tension in your lower back, bring the knees back down. Take a few more movements of the knees back and forth before you bring them into your chest again. When you're ready, we're going to bring our knees over to the right, coming into a supine twist on our back. We're going to keep our left shoulder grounded down into the mat. Feel free to move your arms out into a T if you've got some space. Your next inhale, slowly lift your knees back up through center. And then you can drop your knees to the opposite side, grounding down that right shoulder. Slowly lift your knees back up through center. And this time we will bring our feet to our hands, finding happy baby. Feel free to hold happy baby or find a gentle rock back and forth. When you're ready, you may release your feet and then make yourself comfortable for Shavasana. If you'd like to join me for a supported Shavasana, you can take your blanket and unfold it so you've got plenty to cover your body with. And you can also take your cushion, bring your cushion underneath your knees so that your legs are supported. And feel free to take any other small movements that you might need before our final resting pose. And begin to make yourself nice and comfortable on your back. Inhaling deeply through your nose. Letting out a big sigh through the mouth. Inhaling for another one of those. Deep breath in. Sighing it through the mouth. You can bring your lips to close, allowing a little bit of space between your teeth. Smooth out the space between your eyebrows. And let your shoulders and back of your body become heavy and relax down onto your mat. Mindfully breathing and noticing every breath as you rest. Inhale slowly in. Exhale, slowly release the breath. Breathing in again slowly. Exhale, letting it go. You may begin to find some small movements, moving the fingers, moving the toes, maybe moving the head slowly back and forth. And when you are ready, you can bend your knees, plant your feet down, and make your way to rest on your right side. When you're ready to come up, press yourself up slowly with your left hand. And come to find a comfortable seat. Once you are seated, you can take your right hand, bring it across your chest. Take your left hand, bring it across to the other side of your chest. Giving yourself a hug. Taking a moment to send love to yourself and love to your body. And gratitude to your body and to your mind for all that they do for you every day. You may now take your hands, bring them in front of your heart space, and remember your intention for practice. If your intention has served its purpose, you may let it go in gratitude. If you would like to keep your intention to further flow with you throughout your evening or throughout your week, then feel free. Thank you all so much for joining me for a restorative yin class. I hope you have a great night. Sat Nam. I will see you all tomorrow for a chakra, Vin, and yin class. Have a good night.